So this is the feed shed at the integrated multi-trophic aquaculture site in Kyuquot, and this feed shed's a bit of a funny old day. We actually laid out the floor plan so that we had 6 inches of clearance around the steel parts here. So then we were told to go on holiday. Hey Dave? Mm-hmm. And when we came back, that's about the right gap there, I think.
That's what it should look like around the entire outer edge. Would have made all the difference in the world for messed up feed deliveries, double stacking, lots of extra double time.
Yeah, so we've got a door here that it's not a very big feed shed because it's not a very big barge, but it was made in our minds when we laid it out that we could fit 4 wide and 3 deep. Unfortunately, because when we came back from holidays the thing was built by our professor boss, he unfortunately forgot about the 6 inches of gap, so now we can only fit 3 wide this way and 3 this way, but it's a real hard squeeze. So when we had a lot of fish eating on site in the full-on growth mode, we had to double stack feed, and unfortunately the shed was built with the slope on the wrong angle. So that means that the door at this end, yeah, Dave, jump up there and take a photo, take the video.
Yeah.
So yeah, so with the roof sloping this way and trying to double stack feed, we actually have to take 2 layers off the double stack in order to stack another one to get it in. And yet when we get it in there, we've got a lot of room because the roof's sloping the wrong way. Anyways, that's pretty much the feed shed situation at the integrated multi-trophic site in Kyuquot.
Alright.
We've just loaded up our, as you can see from the feed shed, our last feed that we had on site. We've got a feed delivery. Was supposed to be here yesterday, but we had a hurricane here yesterday, believe it or not. So we're waiting for our feed delivery to turn up today. That's our last feed, and we're going to head over and feed that out to the pens that require it, and then we'll take a little bit of video of that for you, and then hopefully the sun's still shining and we get our feed delivery, and we'll be heading out today.
Right. And this is our tarpaulin roof. The pallets are there for reinforcement as the metal roof has not yet arrived. But
yeah,
check in again.
But that tarp roof has lasted the whole...
Yeah, it's held in.
I think almost 2 years now. Surprise Island, integrated multi-trophic.
Alright.
Okay, so this is our main work beast, our main workboat here at the Surprise Island Multi-trophic Aquaculture site. It's actually an old herring skiff with a cabin put on, and it's got a little fairly tired old diesel in it, Volvo Penta diesel. It's a nice motor. It's just had a lot of use. It's got a couple of davits on it, a hydraulic system that is struggling along and is still usable, but the boat could use a fair bit of work and upgrading. But for the whole setup, the last 3 years of setup here on the aquaculture site, this boat's done the job. Dave and I have managed to pretty much set up the whole site, and very seldom have to bring in a big boat. We do have the capability to handle nets with a seine boat, and that has been helpful, but everything else done on the farm from day one we've utilised this boat for. We've had a few problems with it, water pumps going down, and had to learn how to be mechanics. But in general it's done us pretty well. I'll fire it up here right away. Right now we've got 15 bags of feed. We're going to head over and feed the fish. We've just finished cleaning up the feed sheds. We've got a feed delivery coming today. So yeah, I'll fire her up. She smokes a little bit, but it's a nice Volvo Penta, and then we'll jump on board and and take off over to see the system and the fish. We've got black cod growing over there. We've had them for 26, almost 27 months now. So a bunch of other stuff over there we'll have a little look at maybe as well. So yeah, Surprise Island, Rusty Smith, Dave McKergan on the camera.
All right.
Multi-trophic aquaculture, West Coast, Canada. Oh, a little bit of smoke there.
Oh yeah.
Not the most environmentally friendly, but it is decent. Sea Lab.
Sea Lab.
I guess we're the Pacific Sea Lab. There's an East Coast Sea Lab. We're the Pacific Sea Lab. Surprise Island, Kyuquot.
Hey. Let's go.
To the system.
Yep, we're free.
Fish.
We're away.
Just record the whole thing, getting over now.
All right.
Little pump. Okay, so goes in here now.
All right.
Okay, so we're heading over to the system from the house. These little orange and black floats here, I'm not sure if you can see them in the video. We'll go pretty close by one. These are single droppers of kelp laid out in a specific grid in order to trace the effluents and the nitrates coming off the farm. So the pen system over there is where all the fish are, and hopefully on all of these grid points we'll get different readings on the nitrates, etc., being picked up by the kelp. So it looks a little haphazard when you're down at water level, but it is actually laid out in a really good grid system. So we're just heading into the system now where the fish are. Right ahead of us here is the harvest pen, and we have a couple of thousand harvest fish in there ready to go. We graded a pen last week, and so we're prepped for harvest. Average size of our harvest right now is 5 pounds dress, so a little under a 6 pound fish. Black cod fairly slow growing, but nice fish. As we come in here, you can see these 6 poles in front of us. They're actually the poles that we use to handle the sea cucumber cages. Sea cucumber cages are suspended underneath these 2 pens here, and the sea cucumbers are down there to intercept feces.
Heavy follow.
Yep.
Heavy particulate.
Otherwise known as unused nutrients.
Right.
So keep it going, Dave. So here we are at the system. As I say, these big poles here for pulling up the sea cucumber cages. We probably won't show you that today, but perhaps next week we'll do a little bit of that. We pulled them up once every 2 months and measured them, the cucumbers, for growth. Rest of the time they stayed down below the cages eating fish feces. Yeah, I think it was a pretty successful trial. The scientist, Lucy, is still crunching the data, but the growth was really good on them. We didn't have any mortality. So it was a great little experiment. These poles we picked up for nothing from Sablefin, Canada. Terry Brooks gave me these poles. They were in a little bit of a state, but we got them painted up, and they work really, really well for what we want. So, as I said last week, we graded this pen here out. This is pen 3, and pressure washed it till pretty much as far as we could reach. and so all our harvest fish over in the transfer pen are presently from this pen. Of course, the next plan will be to harvest the pen to my left, pen 1, and all the smalls will come into this net. So yeah, we're in the process of grading to harvest. Over on the far side there you can see the Sea Vision scallop system. That's a movable tram, walks itself up and down the walkway, and you can work the scallops from the hand crank winches on the tower there. What else have we got here? I think what we're going to do next is feed some fish and show you the fish coming up, and hopefully they're very hungry. Well, not overly hungry, but hopefully they're hungry enough, which I'm sure they will be. Integrated multi-trophic aquaculture site, Kyuquot, West Coast Canada.